I bought this used Ibanez guitar yesterday, and I love how it plays and feels, but unfortunately there's a problem with the electronics. So when I connect it to an amp sim, or whatever distortion source you have, and when I'm not touching the strings, you can hear a noise. And when I'm touching any metal parts in the guitar, the noise will go away. But the strange thing is, when I touch the pickup selector, the noise will actually amplify. My assumption is that the pickup selector is not connected to the ground loop. We can test this further by using a multimeter. And we're going to set this to continuity test, which usually has this audio signal sign on it. And then we're going to keep the guitar plugged in, as I'm doing right now. You can see that I'm plugged in here. And then we're going to take the other side of the cable, and we are going to connect one wire from the multimeter to the long jack, so this part of the cable. And then we're going to connect the other side to any metal parts. When we do this, you should hear a beep sound. So this beep sound means that these two parts are connected together. So I can hear a beep, fine. But when I touch the pickup selector, I don't hear anything. And if I turn the guitar over, so I'm going to keep one of the wires of the multimeter connected to the long sleeve of the input jack, and I'm going to touch any metal parts in the cavities. So when I touch the input jack of the guitar, I hear a beep. When I touch the volume pot, I'm hearing a beep. But when I touch the pickup selector, I hear nothing. So this means that the pickup selector is not connected to the loop or the ground loop. Another test that someone suggested to me online is to, instead of putting the multimeter to continuity test, we should put it on the lowest resistance that you have on your multimeter. Because in some cases, the continuity test might not be accurate. And when you use this setting in the multimeter and you touch the metal parts, you should see some number around number 1. So it might be like 0.9, 0.8, 1, 1.1, but it should see something around 1. And this is true for my case, but when I do this with the pickup selector, I don't see any change in the multimeter. So this means that there is no resistance and this is not connected. There's also another simple test that we can do to see if this is actually the problem. And the test is pretty simple. We're going to take a long wire and we're going to connect the actual pickup selector to the volume pod, which is the main point of our ground loop. It means that all the ground wires are connected to the volume pod. In my guitar it is very simple because I only have one volume knob, so everything else is connected to the surface of the volume pod. But let's see. So we're going to take a wire, strip it out, and we're going to connect one part to the pickup selector like this. And then I'm going to increase the volume, and then I'm going to touch the volume pod with this end of the string. So make sure the wire is connected to the pickup selector or whatever part that is causing the issue. And then connect the other side to the main point of grounding. And you see when I do this, the noise is gone. So hopefully, if I connect the wire from the pickup selector to the volume pod, my issue will be solved. But I'm going to do one more extra thing, and that is shielding this cavity, because this is not shielded and this has not the conductive paint on it. So I'm going to use some copper tape to shield this as well, to get some extra benefits and less noise. So I managed to connect the wire and solder it to the body of the cavity where we have the copper tape, which is a conductive tape, and then connect the other side right here to the back of the volume pot. And let's see if it fixes the issue. So let's test if the issue has been fixed. So I think I have much less noise, and if I touch the metal parts, it's making much less difference. If I do like this, so as you can probably hear, there's a little bit of noise, but when I'm touching the pickup selector, it's going away. It's not amplifying the noise, so that's a good sign. And the little noise that is still coming is actually coming from my computer, because the power outlet that I'm connected to doesn't have a ground loop, so I need to change that or fix it somehow. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.